Hi there. I just wanted to share very quickly a fantastic diagram that explains how to stay in flow. And this isn't my work. This is the work of somebody who's done the most work on flow of anybody. You may have heard of them. Mihai Csikszentmihalyi. Very difficult spelling of the name, so I did have to look it up to know exactly how to pronounce it. The diagram, which I'm going to share right now, is very simple. And what it does is it shows in the middle their flow channel, and it describes the flow channel as having these two components. There are other very important factors which are involved, but this is a great starting point to help yourself keep yourself really engaged and enthusiastic. So the two components are on the vertical axis, the challenge level, and on the horizontal axis, the skill level. And this is for anything you're involved with. That there will be a challenge level. It will challenge you or me to do a task. We'll also be bringing a level of skill to that task. And the magical point where those two things work well together is the area where we'll be in flow. Now, I say magical point, there's obviously a range and it's constantly changing. And so good enough is good enough, right? We don't have to get it perfect to be in flow. We want to give ourselves the best chance of flow happening. And that's by managing these two components of challenge and skill. Now, you can see on the diagram that if the challenge level is too high, that red zone, then we will move into, for our skill, our particular skill level, right? So the challenge level is only relating to our particular skill. So a great tennis player, their challenge level can be much higher, or a climber or something like this. It can be much higher because their skill is so much higher. So it's specific to us, it's specific to the challenge. And if that challenge level is too high compared to our skill, we'll move into anxiety. So that already gives you great information, because you can either reduce the challenge a bit if that's possible, or increase the skill. Now, increasing skill is pretty difficult to do immediately, but certainly that's something, if it's an area where you want to increase challenge level you can handle, you can build it over time. And that's something I've certainly done with a weak area for me, which has been speaking in public and that sort of thing. So you can increase skill over time. You can also decrease the challenge, and that helps to manage anxiety and to bring you back into that flow channel. The other side of it, that kind of grayish color, is when the challenge is just not interesting enough to keep us engaged. We've got too much skill in a particular area. And so when we try and do that thing, just energy drains out of us. With that, the main solution is to increase the level of challenge. And we can do that in a couple of ways, by either just directly increasing the challenge or putting some kind of impediment, some kind of obstacle in our way to reduce our skill level. Whatever we do, the aim is to make it more interesting and move us back into the flow channel. So it's a very simple model. As I said earlier, there are really a lot of different factors in getting into flow. But this is a wonderful one to start with, and a great way to quickly in the moment check, wow, I'm really bored. Okay, how can I make this more interesting? Or I'm starting to feel anxious. How can I reduce that challenge level? So Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, model of flow, and using your way of modulating your skill level and the level of the challenge so that you can stay in that flow state.